Proposal number 524 is recognized for a 2-minute introduction statement.
Ingalls Louisiana. We all cringe to think our neighbor may be hungry. Sympathy was quickly in our hearts as Americans, but food stamps, now known as the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, tells a different story. Not one of hunger, but rather gluttony and convenience. Studies by the USDA have time and time again found food stamps for SNAP participants to be amongst the least healthy consumer groups. The question is, what are they buying? Well, receipts show 57 to 80% of all money spent with SNAP credit was wasted. Now, I'm not talking about they didn't use it. No, they used it. But believe me, they used it on stuff like junk food. Cookies, candy, soda, foods that promote obesity, heart disease, strokes, and diabetes. This proposal mandates that at least 45% of all credit given to SNAP participants be exclusively for fruits and vegetables. That means the rest of the monthly allotment will be up to the participants' choice of food, because let's face it, everyone needs a little bit of junk every once in a while. Now, I stand before you today with this mandate because, one, I care that our federal tax dollars are being spent efficiently, and two, because I care for the well-being of over 46 million Americans who are on this program. By encouraging healthier lifestyles for so many Americans, especially our children, we can decrease future health care costs for these individuals, saving money for not only them, but the states and our federal government. On the USDA website, I found this nice little quote. Federal funded food stamps program started in the 1960s, specifically to provide a means for people living beneath poverty level to obtain adequate nutrition. Sounds good. I like that. Give Americans who don't have the means to get that nutrition that they deserve. My mandate recognizes that there must be a balance between an individual's freedom of choice and the necessity of healthy choices when it comes to government money. SNAP is the only federal food subsidy program that provides for no nutritional standards. None. Let's hope to change that. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time to my closing statements. I hope for very good debate.
Thank you, Author. You've yielded 9 seconds. With that, the floor is open for technical and non-debatable questions. The chair recognizes Nohava, or Lezevnik, Sherud, Pfeiffer, Craig, Branch.
Nohava, Missouri delegation. How would you regulate this 45%?
The way food stamps works nowadays, they have a debit card. It's called an EBT, and then basically all they do, just like they can't buy tobacco or hot food, 45%. Once you've done eating 55% of junk food, they're going to say, I gotta start eating healthy now.
Does that make California delegation question?
Edward True, main delegation. In line 31, you say fresh fruits and vegetables. So would your proposal not include dried fruits or frozen vegetables?
Canned. Really, there's regulation on the USDA website about sodium and salt content, and that is on the USDA website.
Thank you.
Pfeiffer, Alabama. Do you have any studies showing that obesity is a national issue?
I guess not, but I think anyone could assume.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Forgive my ignorance, but are there any provisions or restrictions already put on the SNAP program for those who engage in the program?
Yes, currently not allowed to buy tobacco, hot foods. There are various other drugs that they cannot buy, and drinks, obviously. Well, yeah, food.
Thank you. Are there more questions on the floor? The chair recognizes Sripathi, Mahajan, Moore, Freeman, and Cowden.
Well, as I mentioned, the same way that they are not allowed to buy it when they go to the cashier, the EBT card, has 45% of whatever they're allotted per month.
Thank you, Delegate.
At that point.
My name is Mr. Mahajan, and I am from Florida. How did you decide if there's a 45%, or was it just an arbitrary?
In a USD study done recently, they decided that $2 per day would get you, $2 of fruits and vegetables per day would get you a nutritional diet, okay? So it said there's 30 days in a month, so 2 times 30 is $60, right? 60 of 100.
Time for technical non-debatable questions has elapsed. We will now move on to contour debate. Is there a speaker who wishes to rise against this proposal? The chair recognizes Delegate. Is there a delegate who hasn't spoken this morning? Chair recognizes Scott.
Thank you, Sir Chair. My name is Jenna Galpa from the California delegation. I reserve the right to yield the remainder of my time to Delegate Friedman. Thank you. So I just would like to correct a misconception that I've been hearing. The idea that people who are on welfare, who are on the SNAP program, are gluttonous and greedy and can't control their own food diets, that is just simply a misstatement. And I think it's time we start referring to them as people who need help instead of people who don't know how to live their lives. And another thing, I think that the idea of getting lower income people to eat fruits and vegetables is an honorable one, but the proposal is ignoring one key fact. Fruits and vegetables, healthy food, is expensive. People on the SNAP program aren't buying junk food because they think it'd be funny to waste our money or because they want to be unhealthy. They're doing that because junk food is the cheapest option. So unless we can find a way to make healthy food more affordable, this proposal will not be effective and will simply limit the amount of food that people on SNAP will be able to get. With that, I yield my time to Delegate Freeman.
You've yielded 30 seconds.
Thank you. Sydney Freeman, UN delegation. Thank you, City Chair and fellow delegate. Will the author get to a series of questions?
Sure.
Could you define efficiently when you were describing in your summation? You said that you want tax money to be spent efficiently. What do you mean by that?
By efficiently?
By efficiently, how in the world how is money going to be spent efficiently?
It's all good.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. So efficiently, what I was saying by that was simply, it's not being wasted on different things like promoting obesity. You know
Thank you, Delegate. Your time has elapsed. With that, the chair will recognize a co-speaker. Again, the same restriction applies. Only speakers who have not spoken today. The chair recognizes Sims.
Sims Kenya of Alabama. May I reserve my right to yield the remainder of my time to the delegate from Florida?
Absolutely.
I would just like to point out that the author of this bill did say that the percentage he calculated was little more than $2 a day of fruits and vegetables, which I think we can all agree is cheaper than a lot of junk food. May I yield my time to the delegate from Florida?
Absolutely. You've yielded a minute.
Thank you, previous speaker. My name is Alec Plansky, and I am from Florida. My fellow delegates, I work at a local grocery store, and I see what people buy with their EBT card. It's everything ranging from junk food, snacks, everything that is unhealthy under the sun. That is what they're buying. Very rarely is it fruits, vegetables, and other healthier options. This proposal is ensuring that the people who take our government's money are spending it for things that are healthy, spending it for things that won't in the long run harm them. If we make sure that they're buying healthy foods now, we will not have to cover the health care and the other medical expenses that come from when, in the long term, and the effects from the junk food kick in. And this proposal is very feasible, as all it is to plug this in is just a simple programming stipulation. That's something that can easily be added in. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. The chair seeks con speakers. Again, are there any speakers who wish to speak that haven't today? The chair recognizes Doan.
Thank you, Chair. I reserve the right to use the rest of my time to the delegate Missouri.
So reserved.
So this proposal has a good intent, but it doesn't address one of the biggest problems in the SNAP program today, fraud. So many SNAP holders, they take their stamps, sell them, and then say they lost them, and then they get new ones. So essentially, we're losing a ton of money just on food stamp fraud alone. So when we talk about wasting SNAP benefits, we have to address fraud first before we address healthiness of the food that people who get SNAP benefits buy. Now you might time to the delegate from Missouri.
You've yielded 50 seconds.
Thank you. Okay, I think this is a really good proposal, and I appreciate the intent that's behind it, but I feel like when the government is trying to tell people what they can and can't do, even if the government is helping those people, that's not right. It's not the government's position, it's not the government's job to really interfere in our lives to the level that they tell us what we can and cannot even put into our bodies to eat. I don't think that's really fair. Even if people are receiving government assistance, it's not up to the government to say what they can and can't eat. Additionally, if you look to line 36 of the proposal, we can see that the USDA is to make available more grants to local communities. Where's the money going to come from for this? The United States government, the United States economy is constantly strapped for cash, and we cannot continue to pour more and more money into making food more healthy that we can already afford. If people can already afford it and they're not buying it, that's their fault. It's not up to the government to really mandate what they should and shouldn't buy, for one. And for two, if the government is going to mandate those things, they shouldn't have to pour more money into the system to make that food more available if it's already available. For all of those reasons and many more, I think that this is a really good proposal. You should rank it low. I love debating it, but I can't agree with it.
Thank you, Delegate. With that, the chair would like to to recognize a final pro speaker. Is there one who wishes to speak that hasn't today? The chair recognizes the delegate from Connecticut.
Jeff from Connecticut, and I'd like to yield the remainder of my time to the delegate from Louisiana. Many delegates have argued that fresh produce costs more. I would argue when bought on sale or, frozen fresh fruits and veggies, it may be a cheaper alternative to actual fresh fruit and veggies, and therefore it will still require, the requirements can be met, I think, in a good fashion, and it will also, it will benefit those who are on SNAP programs because it's making them healthy, but it's still affordable. I'd like to yield those.
You yielded 50 seconds.
Chairman Bush, Louisiana delegation, I'd just like to say that the government's not restricting what they can eat. They're just providing a different option that's pushing towards a healthier country. Also, the author is not saying that they're fat, just saying that it's been shown that they buy junk food, the money that the government gives them. And like I said, we're just trying to push towards a healthier country to make America look better and to cut down on obesity rates, because I know in Louisiana obesity rates are sky high right now. And I'd like Louisiana to grow good, healthy, like myself hopefully. Anyways, I'd just like to urge you to rank this bill proposal low, and thank you. I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, delegate. We are in order for a final con speech. Is there one who wishes to speak that hasn't today? The chair recognizes Krause.
Kraus from New Mexico. I reserve the right to yield my fellow delegate from Tennessee my remaining time.
So reserved.
As much as I support a healthy lifestyle, eating more nutritious food, the fact is that Wonder Bread is 99 cents and a loaf of whole wheat bread is $4. You can get a burger at McDonald's for 99 cents. That is unfortunately appalling, but it is a fact. We also do need to, as a previous delegate stated, to consider the implications that as we, when the government is overstepping and saying, you have to eat this, you have to eat that, as much as I would prefer that people do eat that, they are telling us what to eat, and how long would it be until they tell us what cars we have to buy and what clothes we have to wear. For those reasons, I urge you to vote high on this bill, and I yield the remainder of my time to the delegate.
You've yielded 45 seconds.
Torresiano, Tennessee, volunteer state. Will the delegate yield to a series of questions? Would the cards that people currently have, would they be able to somehow update those, or would they have to issue new cards?
Yeah, they would have to update them. Well, realistically, actually, eating cards system doesn't have to do that. Through the state process, they're able to just inset 45%.
Okay, and then would grocery stores have to install some kind of system in their computers to register what is a fresh fruit and what is not?
No.
Okay. Fresh fruits and vegetables spoil quicker, and that's something that we haven't really thought about. People who are on a low income may not have the best electricity. I know I come from Memphis, Tennessee, and I know a lot of people in our town who are on the food stamp program do live in houses where sometimes they don't have electricity.
Delegate, your time has elapsed. With that, time for debate has also elapsed. The author is recognized for a 2-minute and 9-second summation. Again, give the author your utmost respect.
Sam Ingalls, Louisiana. I just want to go ahead and clarify a few things that came up in debate. Also, once again, thank you for that for the session of debate. That's perfect. As far as the food stamp fraud that the previous delegate was talking about, this proposal has nothing to do with food stamp fraud. We're dealing with nutrition at the moment, so let's deal with nutrition, and another proposal we deal with fraud. But going on, we can talk about how, realistically, this is supporting the general welfare, and this is most honestly, the reason that I'm doing this proposal this year is because there's been a nutritional standard set by the USDA. The USDA said you need this amount of fruit and vegetables per day in order to be healthy. And I said, oh, okay, so if we're giving away, this money in order to be, hopefully have these, SNAP participants healthy, we need to be doing it through the SDA government mandated nutrition, don't we? And so with that, I said we need to be, the USDA needs to be working together in order to be setting these nutritional standards, and that's where I stand on that. As far as other things, I go down the list of criteria, what y'all be ranking me on, and I'm looking for different things, and I'm saying, you know what, I really truly believe that this needs to be moving on, because in national and international importance, nothing is more important than obesity, because realistically, we can fight obesity, we can make people healthier, and that's going to be reducing costs for Medicare, Medicaid, for healthcare for generations to come, and that's what we really need to be looking at. As far as evidence of research, you can decide that. I think I've been putting a little bit out there. Feasibility, there is nothing changing. No one will be sweating anymore. No one will be getting any more work. As far as preparation and presentation, you can judge me on that. I'm not a great speaker, but once again, judge me. Originality, all this SNAP reforms shoot to say you can't buy this. Get this. I'm not saying you can't buy this. You can still buy junk food. You just have to spend a portion of what you're getting on nutrition in order to be healthy. That's all I'm saying. And so with that, as I look around the room during debate, I can't help but see you guys like to debate this. And I would love to see this in a bigger room, so I urge you to rank it lowly whether you support it or not. And with that, I yield my time to the good sir.
Thank you.